Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Racers Driving League for Season 16, Round 17 of the Championship. Welcome to the Japanese Grand Prix here at the marvellous Suzuka Circuit. I'm your host, Zach RC. Alongside me once again is returning to the stream this week. Oh crap, my face cam is on. That is a problem. Right. I have done a bad job here. Bear with me, everybody. There we go. That should be off. Right, perfect. That was a crap start to the stream, wasn't it? Right. I think to try and save my blushes, I'll bring in Season 11 champion, Tatsu Hope. Hope, welcome to the stream, buddy. How you doing?
I mean, what a crazy way to start the stream there. I mean, everyone got to see your lovely face, I imagine. But I'll be making sure to see that on the stream. But yeah, good to be back. And good to be back at Japan, one of my favourite circuits, 18 corners. It feels exactly like a go-kart circuit, which is something that I really enjoy. But obviously, a little less numbers, but we do have a couple more drivers hopefully joining us during the session.
And a driver change to think about as well. Fergus, you'll be pleased to hear Pope now in the Red Bull alongside Wisburn. Grovey departing us after last week's racing, which of course she did take the win. So going out on top in that respect, which is always good for a driver to see. But obviously, shame to lose a driver of her caliber. But that does leave us with almost perhaps the story we may have potentially expected this season, which was Grumio and Landlord now going toe-to-toe for the championship, which Grumio continues to show the way. If I have a look at my driver standings on the right here, Grumio leads Landlord by 10 points going into today.
Yeah, so one race win then between Grumio and Landlord. So still relatively close, and obviously we are getting to the nail-biting end of this season, so it'll be interesting to see if any of them do slip. But I think Grumio's probably got it in the bag now. But well, it's a two-horse race now with Grovey's departure.
Definitely. And one driver I want to keep my eye on here, Pope, because he makes his way up towards 130R, the iconic corner of this circuit, is of course Cot 5, who, to my knowledge, who, if I remember correctly, made his debut here last season and won the race from pole. That was our first exposure to the rapid pace he's got. So, Pope, would you guys take us on a lap of Suzuka with Cot, please?
I would love to do that, yes. One last season on his debut, a fantastic showing from Cot. Unable to really capture that same form this season, however, he's back at the race he won. Let's see if he can put in a great first qualifying attempt. Barreling down towards turn 1. It's a very long straight, very deceiving. That's why the DRS is so powerful here. 1 and 2 blend very well into each other. You're not breaking through 1, you're putting the brakes hard into 2. Going into the S section here, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just completely blend together. Like I said, this is what I love about the track. It just molds into each other. Always on half throttle. You want to make sure that you're balancing the car through. Going through 2 and 7 here, that's the end of sector 1. Turn 8 and 9, very hard to get right, very hard not to track extend, especially on this one here, which you can bottom out on that curb on the exit of 9. 10's this little kink here, and then 11 is the lovely hairpin. We'll see a lot of moves, I can imagine, in lap 1 there. Going through 12, we're going to carry on straight on the right, power all the way through it. Don't go out to the left, even though you see the drivers do that in real life. Spoon, very easy to invalidate as well. That's 13 and 14. And then on the exit, finish in sector 2. No DRS down here, which is something that I do think DRS might be nice for. Obviously, going into 130R, turn 15. It's very quick, 190 miles an hour through there, pushing the limits. Purple sector 2 here for Cot, breaking into 16 and 17. Very good chicane to make up the move on the inside. I've done it a few times, but very easy to lock up. Turn 18's that right kink. Keep it on the right of the track. 126.5. What an outstanding lap by Cot.
Great start to the session, of course, and he tops the times as well. So Cot on top then, followed by Imri, Shane, Fergus, and PJ. Those guys have all set times so far. Of course, Grumio there on the racetrack. I believe we're getting Landlord later on in the session. We already had Gaming James, who I believe may have a qualifying ban from the last race. So serving that today. Of course, James, because those Mercedes cars, they need a good run to get themselves back into form again.
Yeah, Mercedes sitting 7th in the Constructors' Championships.
8th.
Not many points. 8th, yes, my bad. I saw 2 teams below, that's my bad. 8th in the Constructors' Championship, 3 points ahead of 9th Aston Martin. So a really close battle between those two, and then there's a bit of a gap there. 7 points between to Alpine, who's only 1 point behind Haas. So really, really close in that bottom end of the field. It'll be interesting to see that. I think with Grovy's departure, I think it's kind of safe to say that the Constructors' Championship might be wrapped up here by Williams quite soon. No disrespect to the two current drivers, but Grovey was really putting up a fight with those Williams, which hasn't really been replicated by any other Red Bull driver in the past season. So, be interested to see on that. But yeah, I'm glad Funky Ferguson took that seat. I'm sure you'll do very well.
I thought you'd be pleased to hear that news, to be honest, given how it's been cheering him on from the comments box in the last couple of weeks. You in particular, I mean, I'm obviously a neutral in that respect. Keep an eye here on C110P fan coming towards the line, the McLaren there. We'll see what sort of time he puts on the board. Looking like a 27.5, puts him P5. Behind the AlphaTauri Flying Duck, was Flying Duck making his debut last week as a full-time driver. Early retirement, unfortunately, for him. And I believe that driver brought out the safety car, which actually turned that race on its head. So perhaps hopefully, for us, we'll see a bit more excitement. So we'll be a bit of excitement in that respect today. But obviously for the drivers, hope to see no one retiring from the race here today. And I'd say, so 16 cars right now. We're still expecting Landlords coming in later on. But right now, it's still Cott who leads by about 3 or 4 tenths it stands. Imri is on that lap, looking to go again. As Grimmett goes third place on the medium tyres. And that is a threatening sight for the rest of the field pope. But look what he's done there. 2-lap-old mediums. He's gone to the third best time. And think about what it will look like when he goes on fresh softs.
7 seconds behind the soft tyres of Cott. Honestly, I think that will probably put him on par with Cott's first lap there. So, looking at very close pace between those two, but that is a threatening lap time, and it just shows you the calibre of talent that the Williams team has, but Grumio especially. Record time champion, looking for his 7th this season, if I'm correct. So
you are, yes, well done.
Yeah. Oh, first time for everything. Josh getting his stats right, but yeah, very interested to see what
who's Josh?
That lap time will bring. Yeah, sorry, Pope. Don't know who Josh is. Pope.
Well,
yeah, but yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Tatsu Josh, and we'll continue moving on into the session. That was a very fortunate slip of the tongue there. Right, so now we've both exposed ourselves in this qualifying session. We'll continue on as we were. As around only a few cars on track right now. The majority of cars in the pits, of course, we're still waiting on 4 drivers to at the lap times. Cotney Goblin, Red J, Badman, and Wisburn. Badman's on his out lap because he's reserving tonight for Lucky, who will not be with us this evening. We'll have to see if he can match up to Lucky in terms of race pace and obviously a qualifying pace. He did well last week, the Badman. Ran well with the point scoring cars in Singapore, but I don't believe he was able to seal the deal if I remember correctly. My memory is about as good as carrots, so that's not good.
Good as carrots. It's quite something that.
Yeah.
Let me have a look. I'm not really caught up. Yeah, P5 for Badman last week.
Yes, that was it.
Really good result. Really good result there.
Right, so I was wrong. He did close out the deal. I forget.
Yeah, don't worry. Zach's really. Struve. Oh my lord, Badman sliding through turn 7 there. That was intense. I think this one good thing about this track, and it's one thing I love about it, is one wrong move and your race is completely over, because the walls are very close, but even when you get stuck in the gravel, you're losing so much time. And remember, look at the lap times, 120, 126s, 127s, probably looking around 130s in the race. So it's a very quick lap around this circuit, and you've got 27 laps of it, so it's something to bear in mind for these drivers, and the tyre degradation around the circuit is quite high.
Definitely. What you're saying about one mistake, your race is over, I know that all too well. I crashed here in the F2 Crit Series a couple of weeks ago, so that was a good afternoon. I thoroughly enjoyed crashing on the first lap of the feature race. It was amazing, and I'm pretty sure I was live when it happened. So those of you who want to see that, you can go and see that and have a laugh at my expense, which is always fun to do. But normally on these streams we do it to Pope, so we move on from that. A lot more cars on the racetrack now. Imri Grumio still in the pit lane. As I said, Grumio comes back out onto the racetrack looking for his second run, and he's on the soft tyres this time. And just behind him there's Shane in P4 starting his next flying lap. But imagine, he's going to emerge just behind the record champion here as the Mercedes charges down towards Tom. P4 right now, and Flying Duck P5. Could Japan perhaps, Pope, be the start each season? Perhaps drivers who start to exhibit that little bit more pace, and we see almost a different driver from some of these guys, and potentially some of our new ones as well.
I think you're onto something with that. I mean, look at Japan. Like you say, it was the start of Cott's, I think, 3 wins in a row. I want to say it was.
It was, yes.
So yeah, you see different drivers up there. I think for those fighting for a championship, they're becoming a bit more thoughtful of that at this point of the season. So they're making sure that we're just finishing the races in a decent amount of points. And I think for others, especially those that are in the midfield, they want to show off. They want to make sure that they're going to get picked for a full-time seat next season, and they're going to get a good team as well and a good teammate. You want to impress other drivers on the grid to make sure you've got the best opportunity for going for that Constructors' Championship next season.
Definitely. Oh, around goes Shane. Losing the car there, but saving it at the exit of Spoon. But that lap is over and those tyres scuffed, most likely. We'll keep an eye on Flying Duck who's invalidated in his AlphaTauri, so we have to look to the car behind him, which is Grumio, who is on his outlap still. So we're having a lot of drivers here so far, but let's keep an eye now on the Red Bull of Fergus, who's on his way back through Spoon and made his way out. He's 1.2 down in his first sector. We'll see how it comes out in sector 2. And he charges up towards the split and then onto the charging left-hander of 130, 1.7 down. I imagine he either made a mistake or backed off on this lap. His teammate Wisburn yet to set a lap time. We'll keep an eye on what he's up to. He's just going through the hairpin there and now running midway through that second sector. Of course, Wisburn, he's had a fantastic start to his RDO career so far. Of course, nabbed the podium back in Monza. He's been up there challenging routinely. So perhaps in for a good stead to at least to the end of the season. And we'll see obviously where he goes to for F1 24. Again, a whole new ball game. We're seeing a lot more footage, a lot more features for F1 24 being revealed here at this point. And the game appears vastly different in terms of how it handles Pope. Could that be a challenge to some of our guys next season, and yourself included?
Yeah, no, I'm included in that, which will be exciting. Yeah, a lot of new features, which is great. Wisburn P9 sitting always have behind his teammate Fuggy, so a very close battle for the Red Bulls. But yeah, I love the idea of the reintroduction of the multiple ERS modes. I was a big fan of that, and I wish I was able to capitalise on it when I got a little bit better at the game. So hopefully coming back into it now, trying to regain some form, and I think I'll be interested to do. Handling wise, yeah, no, we're going to see a big shake of the grid, I imagine. A lot like going into, firstly, 21 from 2020. The reduction of downforce really spooked a lot of people. And then 21 to 22, which was a complete handling overhaul. And even like the past few games have all felt really, really different, I will have to say.
Ooh, Grumio fastest.
Drifting around there. Grumio fastest, yeah, by 10. So, I'd say, understandably very, very close between Kart and Grumio, or it will be come the end of the session. But yeah, very excited to see how the drivers take to this new game. And new rules being floated up in the air for RDL itself. With
Are we allowed
rumours in the paddock. Rumours in the paddock.
Go ahead.
Rumours in the paddock about full qualifying.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Full quali.
But we'll have to wait and see. Full qualifying, yeah, that's the rumours I've been hearing. However, obviously, if anything does get put into action, it gets put to a vote. So we'll have to wait and see.
You got to hook me up with your sources, my guy, because I had none of this.
Oh well, yeah, I know things. I know things. This is why you have me as an ex-driver.
Indeed, and that's also we'll miss having you in here next season. Landlord is here. He's joined the session. He's out on his outlap, so we'll see where he stacks up compared to our front runner. He's got 3.5 minutes left to go, so plenty of time to go for a run. But he's really got to get right this first time, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think he'll only be able to have one run, maybe a late run, but 2-lap-old softs around there are a little bit too gone, I would say, to really put up a good fight, especially to Grumio. But we will see what Landlord can do. I mean, it's Landlord. He's going to probably put it P1 or P2 anyway. But we've caught just on the edge of Grumio. It'll be interesting to see what the Alfa Romeo can do. I'm expecting big things for Cott this qualifying session.
I'm expecting to be a good thorn in the side of the two Williams cars, as well as Imrie as well, because we don't talk about much this session, but he's still right there, P3 at the minute, 1 minute 26.8. Briefly held provisional pole at the start of the session. He was the second car over the line. He beat Fergus's initial time. So we'll see what he's got to offer, because he's only a few tenths behind as well, so don't count him out just yet. And BJ there in P4, narrowly in front of Shane in 5th, Flying Duck 6th, Ferguson 7th, and C110P fan rounds off your point scoring places. Shane rejoins, so he's going to have time to go for perhaps one more run if he gets it going quickly. Try and perhaps move up onto that second row if he can. But of course, that's a contend with Landlord, perhaps pushing him down to 6th place. We'll see what Landlord does now. He's on his first flying lap. Yellow flag in front of us, one of the AlphaTauri of Flying Duck, who is stopping to allow Landlord through. 31.4. Oh, he's invalidated in the second sector. It was 31.4 in the first sector, Pope, but he's just overstepped the mark a little bit, and he's got to go again.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is what happens when you join a session so late. You have to make sure your lap is clean, but yeah, he'll probably recover his ERS towards the end of this lap and then set off. But he's going to encounter a lot of traffic. You see all the cars peeling out the pit lane now. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets a clean lap in. Imrie just missing that pack of the gaggle of cars behind. Purple in sector 1 there. It's going into turn 11 now. See how he hits this hairpin. Really nice, yeah, great on the exit. Fantastic traction as well from that Ferrari. Imrie's looking very, very quick here. Yeah, definitely don't count him out.
Looking to add to win number 2. Okay, I'd win number 2 to his tally of RDL Grand Prix victories. Imrie after that win in Hungary. We'll see if he can perhaps put himself on the front row. Landlord's mistake may allow him to capitalise if he can get close enough. We'll see what his second split looks like this time around. We'll keep an eye on him as he makes his way towards the intermediate and crossing it now. He's a 10th up, almost 2 tenths up. It wouldn't be enough for an improvement of places right now. It's not enough to get him on the front row, but he needs a big gain in this last sector to give himself a chance. And of course, he's got time for one more if he can get round in time. He's got just under a minute to go. So without that, this will be his last lap as he comes through here. He improves, but is it enough? It's not enough to gain places, but it could be enough to help him solidify P3 at the expense of Landlord, who's on his last lap.
Yeah, everyone will have only one lap from now, and those who are crossing the line probably won't get another attempt just because of how much ERS gets used around this circuit. But yeah, Landlord, a lot cleaner now. Has got a valid lap so far, but hopefully that's not a commentator's curse.
It's happened here and there on this channel, so it wouldn't surprise me if we saw that later on in the day. Although obviously we hope it won't. 15 seconds, we're waiting now. I feel like that Haas there of Courtney Goblin may potentially be the last to make it. If he makes it, it's going to be very close. Can he get round there in time? He's got 5 seconds. I think he might just miss out on the poke, to be honest. It's going to be very, very close. He doesn't quite get there. He's the one car misses out. Courtney Goblin, no time set in the end. Grimio's on lap. Everyone's on laps here. Ferguson on P5. JB off in the gravel there. Not fantastic. Where is Landlord? Landlord's coming towards the line now. Can he put it up front? Only P8. That's a big, big problem for the Williams driver, while his teammate sets the current pole time. Here comes Flying Duck. He's almost 3 tenths up, but potentially could put himself as high as row 2 if he gets into Minare. P6 from the end. Didn't quite gain enough in the last section. JB retires it with P14 for him for the race. Next car through, Imrie, who is 12 seconds down, so we'll move on to the car behind. That'll be that'll be Curtis. And Badman's out as well. Has Badman crashed the car there? Not quite sure what's actually happened. Grumio has just gone past him. The Haas of Courtney Goblin's on his way through to see him. Nope, it just despawned. Imrie in the pit lane. Curtis towards the line. Stays P11 behind. I saw PJ into P8. Here come the 2 McLarens. BJ first. He's 3 tenths up. Improves, but not enough to gain him up on the top 3. Fan of the line for P8. Carter 10th up. Grumio is invalidated. This could be big. Cott could try and nab pole at the closing moment if he can finish this one off. Keep an eye on him, Pope. Here he comes towards the line. Can last season's winner do it? Into the last corner he comes, looking for the checkered flag. It's there. Pole position for Cott by a 10th. He just about scrapes it over the line. Shane into P8 and Courtney over the line, and that will cap off qualifying. Grumio is beaten to the post by Cott, and he will be led by the Alfa Romeo on the run to the first corner.
Welcome back, Cott, to the front row of the grid. What an outstanding lap there by Cott at the end of the session. Really, really good stuff. And yeah, very close all over the grid as well. One person that has surprised me, BJ. What a cracking lap. P4, just under 2 tenths behind Imrie. Be interested to see what the McLaren can do. We've not seen him start this high up the grid for quite a while, I do have to say. So really, really happy to see McLaren up there.
Have a look then at your top 10 before we go to the intermission. So Cott will start from pole with Grumio in second. Imrie and BJ make up to row 2. Row 3, Wisburn and Fergus. Good qualifying from the Red Bulls there to put it up there high on the grid. Flying Duck 7th, Shane 8th, C110P Fan 9th, and PJ Khaled is in 10th. So that is your top 10. We're with you in a few minutes' time for the start of the Japanese Grand Prix. Don't go away. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Japanese Grand Prix, round 17 of the Racers Driving League Season 16. I'm your host, Zach RC, alongside me, Touchy Pope, in the commentary box, and we're looking forward to what should be a fantastic 27 laps here at the mighty Suzuka circuit in the land of the rising sun. And Pope, it's clouded over a little bit. Is there any threat of rain today, do you reckon? Could that shake things up a bit?
Not heard too much going on in the grid. I think it might just be a very cloudy one, which is going to see a lot of different strategies. Obviously, the cloudier it is, the longer these tyres can get extended because obviously they're not heating up. So will be interesting to see if it does play any role in the strategy. But yeah, I'm not too sure on rain. However, I would like a little bit of rain towards the end of the race. You know me.
I do know
But
you
hopefully
indeed.
not too much because it does make it quite long, and this track is very, very difficult in the rain.
In terms of the track itself, if you had to give me a favourite part of the circuit, let's try a different question there. Where do you reckon it'd be?
Ooh,
I'm trying to go
I
to a
think
different
Spoon's great. If you could do Spoon perfectly, it feels fantastic. Probably through after 11, through 12, exit 14. So that whole second half of sector 2 is unbelievable.
It's definitely a fun circuit to drive, I'll give you that. There is a circuit on your screen there, 18 corners, including, of course, the famous 130R. Of course, famous overtakes there include Fernando Alonso's pass on Schumacher in 2005. And looking at turn 1, of course, again from that same race, Raikkonen, the culmination of his charge from 17th when he, of course, beat Giancarlo Fisichella into the first corner on the last lap to take an iconic victory that lives on in the hearts of many Formula 1 fans the world over. So we're seconds away here from the formation lap, and could we see potentially a magic moment today? I'll have to wait and see.
I think if any track's going to do it, it's probably Suzuka. I think Suzuka's got such a rich history in Formula 1, and we're so thankful. And I mean, looking towards next season as well, it's actually not going to be that long till we race here again. I mean, it's so early on in the season compared to where it has been for the countless times that I've ever raced in leagues. So it'll be interesting to see how the drivers deal with it in a very different type of setting.
Indeed. And now the formation lap is seconds away from getting underway. So without further ado, let's have a look at your starting lineup going into today's Japanese Grand Prix. So starting from the back row, James all on his own on row 9, starting from P17 after serving a qualifying ban. Red J and Courtney Goblin make up row 8. In terms of your starting tyres as well, Red J on the soft as well as Gaming James. Courtney Goblin on one of the 4 drivers on hard tyres in today's race. 4 drivers on the soft as well. We'll go through those in the rest of the lineup. JB starts P14, retired later on in qualifying. Badman alongside him on row 7, so that's the Martin to charge to the field here. But of course, JB will be the prime source of points from the team today, given the absence of full-time driver Lucky Lambert. Curtis starts in P12 for Alfa Romeo, looking to not be outshined by his teammate who of course won here last season. Is on the pole, so we'll keep an eye on what Curtis can do in the race. Look for him to make up some places and try and close those few points. He's separated by 4 points from P5 in the championship. We're looking for a good strong finish to the season to try and beat Websy and BJ to 5th. Lando starts P11, then he fell down the order at the end of qualifying. Joined us late, so he can come a bit of slack, but those soft tyres, he did this last week. He needs a good first stint on those softs in order to get himself up the order and push to try and close on Grumio, who of course leads him by 10 points going in today. PJ Khaled starts P10, leading, or the lone Alpine in today's race. Ethan not with us today. C110P fan, reigning champion, starts P9 just outside of the points. In front of him, Shane in the Mercedes, looking to push Mercedes up from 8th to high up the order, try and catch those Alpines if he can. Flying Duck, his second full-time race in the AlphaTauri, lines up P7, the highest starting driver on a soft tyre. Ferguson Wisber make up row 3, 5th and 6th. Fresh lineup from the start of the season now. Red Bull changing both their drivers to start the campaign, so Sargent Joe and Grovey are both a part of the team. BJ starting from P4, hard tyres on that McLaren, leading the Papaya machines today. Looking for a podium finish if he can, to try and increase his stronghold in 5th place. Imri starts 3rd, dark horse today, keep an eye on him to try and add win number 2 to his RDL career tally. And your front row, championship leader Grumio, who leads Lando by 10 points going into the closing rounds. And Cott starts on pole position. And as the championship looks to go down to the wire, we have 6, including today, we have 6 races to go before the last round, which could be in Abu Dhabi, which could be elsewhere. The reverse grid finale, of course, an iconic part of the RDL calendar. And we could be looking potentially at the record 7th championship being added to Grumio's collection, extended his own tally of most RDL championships in history. His closest competitor in both the Drivers' Championship this season and all time being Landlord in terms of titles won. So the last cars take their places now on the grid. Gaming James all on his own on the back row, looking to make up some positions on the start. He's got Red J for company to his right and Cottony Goblin directly in front. He's missed his grid box there, but he's gone back. And here come the lights. For the round 17 of the championship, the Japanese Grand Prix, here at Tezuka, in the land of the rising sun. It's lights out, foot to the floor, and we are underway. Good get away from Cott. They're going to try and cover off Grimio towards the first corner, but the Williams driver is there as they go towards turn 1. Cott ducks in front, and the Alfa Romeo slides into the early lead, followed by the Williams, and BJ into third place now in the McLaren. Fergus side by side with Imri. Imri's had a horror start. He's dropped 2 places, but makes it just 1 more again. Retaking P4. Oh, caught on the gravel there. That was caught on the grass there. That was Shane. Oh, and he's backed up. PJ massively there. He's got it going again. And was in time his teammate Gaming James on the soft tyre, who gained some places, but wasn't quite enough. He's lost out to his teammate once again. The 2 silver arrows getting themselves collected again, but it's Cott who shows the way.
Great start there by Cott, and a great start from BJ. The hard tyres really played into the advantage for those 2 drivers and actually doing a lot better than the medium tyres off the race start. So I'll be interested to see if they're able to hold this advantage.
Oh, flying duck
doubt
inside.
that highly. Yeah, flying duck trying to make a move there. And the 2 Mercedes having a little bit
Yellow
of a squabble
flag.
as well. Yellow flag.
That is Cottony Goblin who's off the track.
Yeah, shame for Cottony Goblin in the Haas, but we know he's a fighter, so we'll expect him to continue his way on through this race. Red J not utilising those soft tyres a single bit. Still sitting in P16, really not a great start for that Ferrari.
I'll tell you who's utilising his soft side. That would be Lando. But speaking of Williams cars, there goes Grimio through 130R, taking the lead from Cod there. That was a dicey move. He made it pay off. That's why he's your record champion, ladies and gentlemen. Grimio is away. BJ and Imri side by side. Perhaps a bit of contact there as they go through the chicane. Oh, BJ off onto the grass there and almost takes Imri with him. And I dare say the stewards might have something to say about that one as a result of lap number 2, ladies and gentlemen. What a Celtic first lap. Landlord into P5, make that P4. The 3-time series champion into turn 1. He's up 7 places from the opening lap. Let's have a look at your position change here, Pope.
Yeah, fantastic 7 positions there for Landlord. The biggest drop at Imri after that slight incident, and Gaming James as well with 9 positions up. That qualifying ban really not coming into effect for him. Fantastic race start, and Imri dropping 6 positions. No doubt to that contact with BJ. With, like you say, the stewards would definitely have an investigation of that after the race. But these drivers are absolutely pushed it to their limits. It's fantastic to see.
And speaking of push to limits, Cott and Grimio have left the field for dead here. Fergus currently defending that 3rd podium place, but for how long? Because Landlord's on the charge here. He's maximised those soft tyres completely, and as the pack chases him down, he's still looking to hunt down Fergus and could get him before he can get DRS into play. But he's got a gap to work back because Cott and Grimio are gone here. 2 seconds to the good over Fergus and the chasing pack behind them as they run towards 130. Once again, oh, contact! And there goes 2 cars on the circuit. That's Gaming James and Imri, both off. And there's safety cars to deploy for the first time. I think James just lost control there.
That's an absolute shame for Imri. 2 incidents there, which has been caught up in twice, and obviously this one ending the race. And then Gaming James once again, still not having the best of luck finishing these races, showing incredible pace, but just a lack of consistency there from the Mercedes driver. But yeah, safety car now, everything's going to calm down a little bit. We can take in those first 2 laps, absolute chaos. And I'm going to say, fucking Fergus, P3, my guy.
He had a fantastic start to the race there. He's managed to avoid all the chaos, and he gets to keep that P3 for a little bit longer. Landlord he was giving chase, I reckon, with DRS. Of course, just the 1 DRS zone in the circuit, Pope, but I reckon with it, he was going to breeze past, perhaps even earlier than that. 2 cars in the pit lane here. Badman onto a fresh set of medium tyres, and Red J looking at hard here. So those guys perhaps looking to go longer into the race. Or I imagine Red J might try and go to the end if he can. That'd be quite a lofty task, given how early on into the race we are. I imagine we could go in probably around sort of like lap 5 or 6, I think, once everyone gets caught back up again. But yeah, what a crazy 2 laps that was.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just looking at it there, I think Grimio and Cott are going to be absolutely amazing watches today, especially when the DRS gets enabled, looking probably around lap 6, lap 7. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Excuse me, my throat is drying up a little bit. But yeah, Red J switched onto those hard tyres. I think that was a necessary change because those soft tyres really did not play an advantage.
Let's see how long he can go on those hard tyres. You say your throat's dry?
Yeah, I'm just going to go grab myself a little bit of water.
Do you not have water?
Don't know what's going on here.
Do you not have water next to you when you're doing the race?
I thought I did, but I drank all my juice beforehand, so...
Alright, I've always got my water here. That's why you hear me going silent every so often. But I'll keep things up while you're gone. So Grumio, yeah, leads the way. He managed to take Cott beautifully into 130 yard. Only just managed to pull that one off. You can hear me echoing through post mic. That's not good. Let's see if I can sort that in some way.
Oh, we are back, sorry.
Pope, just
excuse me.
Quick thing, I just noticed this. I can hear myself echoing down your mic. Might turn me down if you can.
Oh no. Oh yeah, I'll do that now. Thank you very much.
That's alright.
There we are. That should be a bit better.
I think that's alright, yeah? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's good.
Lovely
right,
stuff.
Perfect, right, okay, so we are now, as we were, lap 4 of the Grand Prix. Cotley Goblin now into the pit lane. And now looking perhaps for another set of tyres. I think that's medium tyres looking to put on there if my sight is correct, and indeed it is. Hards to mediums for Cotley Goblin is away. Oh, and a wing change as well. So that picked up damage running under the safety car there. I'm not sure how that would happen. Perhaps picked up damage on the start. Because there was quite a bit of a kerfuffle with I think it was Shane who was struggling a bit, going wide in the first sector. And backed up PJ a bit. PJ down to P11 now, so just outside of the points. Only a place down from his starting position though, as is C110P fan. But how about those two Williams cars? Landlord is on the absolute move in those first 2 laps.
Yeah, Landlord, fantastic race start there, I do have to say. I'm having a look at those soft tyres and I'm thinking to myself, what strategy are they going to play now? I think the safety car helping them massively. Absolutely massively. So I'm going to be interested to see if they're going to go on to mediums and try and push these soft tyres. Probably lap 12 if they can, maybe 13, and do the last 14 laps on mediums, but we'll have to wait and see.
Definitely. So I imagine we're looking at a restart this time, once Cotley Goblin closes back up to the field, which he's going to do right there. So and I imagine once we reach 130, I will get the restart going. In terms of when to go, Pope, you've been the leader around here before, haven't you? You've won here in this early pro, haven't you?
I would like to say I have, yes.
I feel like season 12 you won this race. Well, I could be wrong.
I think you're probably bang on around that point. Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of Japan and I do love it. Where would I go on a safety car restart? I'd probably try and go as early as possible. Obviously, the safety car does come in very, very late, and well, we do know the stewards did award Grumio a penalty for a bit dangerous driving under the safety car, so he's going to have to be a bit cautious this time around with how fast he is going, but you do have to go as early as possible, I would say. Probably on the exit of this, which he does flat out now for that Williams car.
That.
Great restart there. Still not too far behind, but really, really good restart. And Fuggy already going defensive, but cannot do anything with Landlord up his inside. Will he be able to hang it around the outside? No, the soft tyres just got too much grip for that Red Bull.
Landlord getting right to work them as we go underway. Green flag goes back in the air. We're underway again here on lap 5, and Grumio and Cock getting right to work as well, trying to open up an advantage. But with Landlord now in P3, that job will be a little bit more difficult, as those pulling rounds look to try and pull away now, while Fergus has his teammate Wisburn company and Flying Duck there in P6 doing a fantastic job so far, also on those soft tyres. BJ 7th, and Shane rounds like your top 8 right now. He'll mirror full of Curtis if he's not careful. But he's closing up to BJ here. The Dutchman in the McLaren could be seeing the Silver Arrow, of which he won the championship, won the Constructors' Championship last season, chasing him down. I imagine that's probably not a nice sight to see.
Yeah, obviously I think the constructors pairing of Van and BJ just really not acclimatised into their original team, the McLaren. So a shame for them both, but BJ obviously not having a great race start here. Obviously P3 at one point, and a collision with Imbri dropped him down the order until after safety car, but I'm sure he'll get right back to work and try and push through the rest of the field.
Speaking of pushing again, these two leaders taking it to the absolute limit here, but Landlord perhaps not closing up to as much as he might have liked. Fergus is keeping pace with the former series champion here as they run through the chicane and back towards turn 18. And Cott is right at the back of Grumio here. Imagine we'll see Music overtake off the last corner, right on board them here. He sets the fastest up. Grumio defends the right-hand side of the racetrack there, so he's going to force Cott the long way around. He looks upstairs going into turn 1, and Grumio has played his cards to an absolute T there. And Landlord closes in a bit more, but Cott is right on Grumio's tails. We win lap 6.
It'll be interesting to see what these two do up front. I mean, obviously, I think Cott is really going to try and get past Grumio at any means necessary, which is going to keep the field quite bunched together. And for the likes of Fuggy, who are on the medium tyres, keeping pace. Ooh, sliding there though through turn 6 and 7. So it'd be interesting to see where third place really goes. I mean, obviously, in terms of strategy and position right now, it's looking like Fergus's to lose, but we'll have to wait and see.
Carlos makes a move on Shane there, so puts both Alfa Romeos now into the points paying places. They look to try and close the gap on Ferrari if they can. With Imri out of the race and Reggio out of the points, they're with a big chance of doing that today. So Alfa Romeo looking to take advantage of their situation, having both full-time drivers in the Grand Prix today, as do, of course, Williams, who are 1-3 will definitely help their cases right now, but they want the 1-2 to just depend on who finishes where. And, of course, Lando's got some work to do to close down them 10 points in the Drivers' Championship. If he was to win and Grumio finished second, he gained 2 of those points back, which would bring that gap down to 8. So I think he needs something to happen to Grumio here in order for him to really gain a big time in today's race, at the very least, as Shane gets back around Curtis.
Yeah, Shane and Curtis have a lovely little ding-dong here into 16. Keep it as clean as possible. Fantastic. Ooh, Shane blocking that switchback move there by Curtis. But DRS is enabled. Obviously, will not be down this start finish straight. But look how close these 3 drivers are. With Shane, Curtis and Fan making it 3 wide going into turn 1. This could be tasty.
Fran threads the contact.
Hits Fan from behind there, just missing the braking zone. Luckily, I don't think any damage to Shane or to Fan. But obviously, Fan not able to make that move past Shane, and Curtis stays in P8.
So it's as you were then, Curtis from Shane, then Fan. But credit to the reigning champion for really threading the needle there going towards turn 1 and making it stick for a moment as he runs onto the grass with them. Perhaps still a bit shaken up from the collision, perhaps didn't expect it so soon. And speaking of going wide, Fergus has done just that. He's down to P7 here. Wisburn, Flying Duck, BJ, they all take advantage. And Flying Duck looking for P4 if he can take it on the exit, but can't quite do it. Those soft tyres, perhaps not as strong as they were a few laps ago. I mean, he's going to keep on chasing Wisburn now as they run towards Spoon here. He's going to look to the inside if he can get close enough. Doesn't quite do it. Hasn't got the run he needs. Coming out of Spoon, though, might be a bit more of a chance. We could see another 130R overtake here if he gets good enough exit. He won't. And BJ is closing that gap now. Overtakes to his advantage as Flying Duck closes back in. He didn't get the exit, but he might get the entry towards the corner he needs. Not quite enough. Stays in line for the minute. He's peeking his nose out, though. Look, he's trying to get some clean air into that car. BJ taking full impetus now. Charging up the inside, going into the chicane. Into turn 16 they come. And the Flying Dutchman very nearly gets the place there. He does take it. Flying Duck goes across the circuit a bit there. And Fergus come right back into play here. 5-car DRS train as they run towards turn 1 once again. There goes Fergus to the outside of the racetrack. And there goes BJ underneath. Looking on Wisburn. Can't get the job done. Neither can Flying Duck. It's very close. I think Fergus just about has him. Fergus up into P6 once again. What a battle that was.
Wow. Oh my lord. These drivers are putting in a show here. The top 3 have blitzed off, but that doesn't mean all the focus goes on them. It is on these drivers who are absolutely showing it up here. Flying Duck really low on ERS, saw his red light flashing, so he's going to struggle now trying to defend off the rest of these cars, but a big sister team of the Red Bull able to pass the Alpha Tauri.
Oh!
Here, and Fuggy saying that. Commentators curse Fuggy Fergus into the wall. Such a shame for Fuggy.
And the one person I imagine you didn't want to curse, Pope, so I give full props to you for that. Fergus, if you're watching it, it was Pope's fault. You can crucify him after we are finished here. But very, very unfortunate. And damage as well sustained on that Red Bull. Not at all what I think it was hoping to be the end to that battle. But still, putting a valiant effort. I think with the safety car, he could put himself right back in contention. Pope, can you reckon go on a set of hards run to the end?
It's possible, definitely possible at this point in the race. I mean, obviously, say the degradation is high, but the tires do still last quite a while, so not an issue. 130 out here, looking at Flying Duck and Curtis, sticking side by side through it, pushing it to the limits. Curtis covering off Flying Duck, but Flying Duck will have the DRS, great traction, still on those soft tyres. Flying Duck going to try and make a move, yeah, should be able to make a move here on Curtis, using that DRS to his advantage. Cover now, Curtis, way ahead, and BJ passed Wisburn as well.
DRS is very powerful here at Suzuka. Oh, Badman going wide, almost going a bit loose there, but saves the car. Nice and easy, but loses a place as a result. Shane back into P8. He's been up and about the points all afternoon so far, so really looking to try and capitalise on mistakes of others and try and finish that job, try and close on Curtis and Flying Duck. So he'll need DRS down that main straight to be assisting Duck when he comes back through here. And Fergus to the pit lane here. Badman with a 3-second penalty. That's the first one of the day for multiple warnings. Ferguson to set hard tyres then, Pope. So yes, we are right. We will run to the end of the Grand Prix on these, short of perhaps a late safety car, which could allow for a change to softs. Red J gets penalty now as well. 2 drivers now have time penalties to their names. Up front, Grimio's pulled away. He leads Cott by 1.4, who then leads Landau by 1.4. And it's 4.4 back to BJ, who's holding off Wisburn for 4th.
Yeah, the top 3 have really spaced out now, so it'd be pretty much a strategy-reliant race for those 3, I imagine. But look at Wisburn and BJ, it's a fantastic battle of 2 drivers that are really going to show themselves up, especially towards this end of the season, where next season there's a lot of unknowns, and these 2 drivers are going to try and get the best things as possible. Wisburn pushing BJ off the track there through 130R. Interested to see that, but obviously BJ is going to be able to get the DRS and hopefully make a move, or attempt to make a move going back into turn 1. It'll be interesting to see if Wisburn uses any ARS to defend. Doesn't look like it. And yeah, BJ back ahead and leads Wisburn. Looking further back, Shane and Badman still fighting.
Fanny went for it there.
We can move on. PJ. Fantastic by the Haas. P11.
Good moves from the lone Haas in the Grand Prix today. Of course, we're missing Websy, Ethan, and Lycon, to my knowledge. Those are 3 drivers that were missing in today's race, but hopefully we'll see them back soon. Flying Duck, though, flying the flag for AlphaTauri fantastically right now. You see what I did there, Pope? And meanwhile, Fan behind them. Good. Thank you very much. I'm here all week. And Fan back around Shane as well. So Fan's on the move here, but just running outside of those points right now. He needs another place. He needs to close up these guys in front. Of course, he will take the points thanks to Badman being a reserve in today's race. So Fan will be the 8th full-time driver across the line. We're 10 laps into this thing. It feels like we're a lot further into it than that. But we are nearing perhaps those first pit stops of the race.
Yeah, I'm going to guess probably the next 2 laps for those soft tyres. I'm going to pit onto mediums and take them to the end of the race is what I would imagine. But I could be wrong. But looking at this, I think is it from P4 to 9 is a complete DRS train. P4 to 13. I lie. P4 to 13, all in the DRS zone of each other.
Only just. Badman's only than perhaps keeping that train from uncoupling and perhaps even derailing. Fans there as well. He's sort of in that gap. We'll keep an eye on these guys as they run towards turn once again. These guys giving us non-stop time as they run towards that first corner. Straight into the pit lane though. So the first of those runners come into the pit lane, coming to the pits. Wisburn to the inside, very late into the first corner on BJ, who holds his ground but can't hold the place. And Wisburn tucks in front of that McLaren. And this is a sight I'm used to seeing in real life F1 of Red Bull passing a McLaren in that respect. But I'm not used to seeing an AlphaTauri up there as well because it's an RB now. And also they weren't very fast to begin with.
You are right there. I'm just having a look at Shane with that, making that earlier pit stop. Really good move there by Shane. I think he's going to get a lot of positions. The undercut around Suzuka, very, very powerful anyway. Plus, with all these drivers so close together and battling each other, you're going to get a hell of a lot of time. I think that's a very tactical move there by the Mercedes team.
And Fergus has the fast lap of the race there, so clearly he's not out of this one just yet. We'll keep an eye on him as the race continues. Again, a safety car will put him right in position as to where he needs to be to get himself back up the order again. Top 3, again, have spaced out even further. Grimio now leads Cott by 2 seconds and Landlord 1.8 back from Cott. As it stands, this will bring Grimio's lead to 14 in the Drivers' Championship coming out of Suzuka, provided things stay how they are. Landlord will give himself a bit more work to do there as Grimio looks to extend his advantage in the World Championship.
Having a look further back, I can't take my eyes off this battling. Curtis trying to make a move on Flying Duck up the inside of 130R. Flying Duck goes wide, those soft tyres really losing their grip now. Trying to defend past that. Look at Curtis making a move round the outside. Gonna try and keep the head. Fantastic move there by Alfa Romeo, but will have both of them will have the RS.
That's Batman though.
Batman out of nowhere. Gonna try and take both of them. What a move by Aston Martin.
Double whammy for Badman, who charges into P6 there. The fantastic set of overtakes. He timed that picture perfectly, Pope. That was absolutely fantastic to see, and it's clear Badman has not lost a yard of pace in the times since we last saw him in the RDL. Of course, he was fantastic last week, and this week only further backs that up as he continues to push on. If he's looking for another full-time seat next season, Pope, I'd say he's within full right to get it.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely great showing here at Suzuka.
We continue on then. Wisburn and BJ still chasing each other's tails as we run through the second sector. That fight with P4 is perhaps one of the most entertaining ones we've seen all day here. As we look further on. Oh, yellow flag, and that is Shane.
In the wall.
And no front wing on that car as well.
And a safety car. So pit lane will be absolutely active right now. Active drops in the pit lane. I think we're going to probably see every driver come in probably for a set of hard tyres or medium tyres, dependent. We're interested to see what Cott does.
And to see what his plan is, because of course he needs to go on the medium tyres to avoid, of course, run the rule of of course going on 2 different compounds in the dry. I imagine that's what he'll do. I can't see him going on softs. But Landlord, this is a good time for him to pit too, because of course those soft tyres are reaching into their stead. We saw a flying duck down to P8 at this point. I imagine we'll see everyone coming in there. Yes, everyone is coming in. This will allow drivers like Shane and Fergus back into the race. Of course, Pham has made a stop as well, so he's on the hard tyres there. So Grimio comes out first, Cott second. Swap tyres completely here. Landlord in third, doesn't lose any time double stacking with the Williams team. Flying Duck will emerge just behind Badman there, and narrowly in front of Curtis. Those two are ghosting each other. And yes, everyone is in, more or less. Fans coming back in. Shane, 3 seconds, multiple warnings there. That won't be a good case for him. And all of a sudden, the Mercedes Day looks to have gone from bad to worse there, but we'll see what he does here. Does he stay out? He's coming back in. Perhaps looking for a set of medium tyres.
We're looking for a set of medium tyres and that new front wing after the incident.
Oh yeah,
so
right,
does
yeah.
as well. Stays out. Yeah, that's fair enough. Only on 4-lap old hard tyres, so won't put too much in there. Interesting to see Fan on the medium tyres. I mean, obviously he did make the pit stop on the hard, so can run another set of mediums and is in full regulation to do so.
Now, can he make it to the end though without them conking out? That's the question.
It'll be tough. It'll be really, really tough, but I think the safety car will help that, no doubt. Looking at Red J, stays out, 10-lap old hard tyres. Probably could take those to the end of the race, quite realistically. But it's going to be a real stopper, I think, come the safety car restart.
And he'll be hoping to not be a roadblock to the cars behind him there. Of course, Cotton Grimio may see Reggie there and think opportunity potentially to get away, while Landlord, Wisburn, BJ, and the pack behind all try and sort of find their way around Red J as quickly as they can. They may see Red J's in the way in that respect, but of course Red J will be wanting to hold his own in that Ferrari, the lone prancing horse still in the Grand Prix after Imri's retirement. I'm hearing you echo again. I'm hearing myself echo again, can't lie.
Sorry, I think it's because I was drinking.
Oh, right. Did you take your headphones off for that?
Yeah.
Serious?
Mm-hmm.
Right, fair enough. We'll continue on. I'll have a quick look myself. Anything to add, Pope, bar under the safety car?
There we are. So, yeah, lone prancing horse in the race. I think the Ferrari team, it's a weird one. I think I'm wondering what they're going to do for next season. Obviously, randomised teams. I wonder which type of driver they want in that team. I mean, it's been a very long time since Ferrari competed here at RDL towards the top. So it'll be nice to see them compete at the top. I mean, I'd love to drive for Ferrari personally. So if they are listening, then sign me up.
There's a representative I know who'll hook you up. I know people in this paddock too. Pressing on. Sorry, I'll make sure he gets it right. He don't get put in the Alfa Romeo this time. I know how similar they look, but not anymore. So you should make that mistake again.
Oh dear, yeah. Bright green car, bloody hell.
I mean, if you had to choose which car you're going, just based off of livery, who would you go for?
Ooh, great. I love the Mercedes this year. I think that looks really, really nice. I love the onboard of the Mercedes. So definitely Mercedes is up there. And then probably a Ferrari. Yeah, I think Ferrari is really nice, and especially if this Miami livery is true. The big blue Ferrari. That'd be pretty cool to drive as well.
I imagine maybe potentially get the blue Ferrari as perhaps an F1 World Car later on in the game's cycle. I see no reason why we wouldn't. Perhaps one of the other US Grand Prix. Perhaps when you go to Austin, that's they might show it in. Me personally, I like the Ferrari as it is. I'm not a huge fan of the idea of the blue, but I'll wait until I see it before I judge it. But in terms of teams up here, I'll go for Ferrari, perhaps the Sauber, maybe the RB or the Alpine. I'm looking at the Alpine for driver career going into that. So keep an eye on the content, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for the restart.
Yeah, and any drivers that are racing here in RDL or would like to race in RDL, what team would you like to drive for coming to next season? Put that in the comments below, and while you're there, give Zach RC a subscribe.
Excellent. Touch me plug. Excellent job. Well done to Pope as we get back on the way here. Grumio, we're looking to go again, but this time he didn't go quite as early as he did last time, so perhaps could fall back a little bit on the restart. Cott is there, back on the way at lap 15. Lando getting right to it once again, closing the gap to Reggie around the outside into turn 1. Can he pull it off? Will he outbreak the Ferrari? Yes, he will. Lando keeps his place and gets right to work on hunting down the 2 leaders as Wisberg looks to try and take on Reggie next. Oh, he's practically pushing him there through turns 3 and 4, and now through 5. Keep an eye on these guys. They're going to be fighting to try and get around this Ferrari. Look how much time they're losing here. But up front, Cott is pushing the snot out of Grumio on this restart. Grumio didn't get away quite as well as he might have liked. Pope didn't go quite as soon as we thought he would. So Cott is right there.
Yeah, obviously Cott is now on the favourable tyre, so it'll be interesting to see if the paces have flipped around ever so slightly. They've been so close all session. Reggie falling down. Bad man making a move. You see, flying up, making a move around the outside of turn 11. Fantastic there by Alfa Tauri, sorry.
Brilliant
Absolutely
move.
incredible.
Oh, car's on the track!
Ooh.
Oh, and that is Curtis gone. Curtis gone, JB around. Ferg's got a piece of it, no wing on that, and the VSC's been deployed. But how that's not a full safety car, I'll never know.
Yeah, I heard that one riding on board Reggie. That was
there we go, full safety car.
There's the full safety car. Third one of the day here at Suzuka. Having a look at that, that is, yeah, very, very close there. I didn't quite see what happened, so it'll be interesting to see if anyone's got any clips of that after the race, but yeah, really unfortunate for Curtis. He was having such a good race as well.
Shame for Curtis, who was running in and about the points throughout the day and was in part that lead pack that was really giving those guys up front run for their money, but unfortunately not meant to be today. Red J, PJ, Fergus, all in the pit lane here. Fergus taking the opportunity to go back to go on to a set of medium tyres and to change his wing, so he'll do that. And we're looking at mediums for all these guys here, except for PJ's onto the mediums as well, and we'll perhaps look at JB too. Not sure if he's got damage. I'll have to keep an eye on that. I'm hearing word the Flying Ducks game may have potentially frozen.
Yeah, I believe so. Look at all the drivers on the medium tyres. Only Wisberg and Grumio here left on the hard tyres. Absolutely crazy. To be fair, I'm surprised a few of these drivers haven't opted for the softs and given that a go, especially if you're running outside of points in this part of the race. I'll be interested to see if anyone does make a pit stop, maybe on next lap, for a set of softs. We'll have to wait and see.
Perhaps another late safety car might prompt some of those guys to make that move, perhaps giving up track position for the hopes of some fresh rubber on the car. But we've got just over 10 laps to go. I mean, we'll be getting towards that window. Looks like Flying Ducks rejoined. So we might be safe again. So that's all good for Flying Duck as PJ closes up. Fergus there as well. JB at the back of the pack. So those guys perhaps not doing it as well as they might have hoped. But we'll push on in the hopes of trying to claim some late points.
See both McLarens, yeah, but in the points, great result so far for that McLaren team. And BJ recovery after that second lap incident with Imrie, so great recovery there by BJ. Wisberg, really good pace so far this race, and has really carried that torch for that Red Bull team right now.
Pushing the challenge for Red Bull to try and hang on to second place in the Constructors' Championship for the rest of the season. In terms of that Constructors' race, we'll have a look at the standings here just while we are on the safety car. So as of right now, Red Bull may have second place on lock. 45 points back from Williams, 147 points on the board for them this season. And in terms of the teams chasing them, Ferrari in third place, a further 50 points back. Alfa Romeo in fourth, they've got 62 to their name. And it's a few points back to McLaren, they've got 44. And then a bit of a gaggle of teams in the bottom half. Haas lead Alpine by 1 point. You see the Aston Martin a further 7 back from Alpine, and then it's 3 back to Aston Martin with 12, and AlphaTauri have 10. However, that gap will be tied if Flying Duck can score in 7th or higher today.
I mean, well, Flying Duck is in that position currently right now because obviously Batman is a reserve, so both Haas and AlphaTauri will be scoring some points, which will be great for both of them and able to extend that advantage, especially for Haas on the Alpine team, who have done so well this season, I do have to say.
I have to wait and see how the exciting climax to that constructors fight comes about in the last few races. Of course, after today, 5 rounds to go. Those rounds being Qatar, Texas, Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi. Mexico, of course, will be the 100th races driving league stream on this channel. 100 races, Pope. That is quite impressive, is it not?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely. It's you know, it's really exciting as well. Knowing that 100 races have already been here with you commentating, we are so thankful for that. So yeah, we'll be there. We'll have a shot of tequila as well while we're at it.
Will we?
Yeah, it's Mexico, of course. You have to have tequila.
I don't drink, bro. I don't do that.
I'll just do water. I'll have the shots for you then.
We'll discuss this later. Yeah, if you want to, yeah. I mean, plus, would you sing a traditional Mexican song for us on the stream as part of your song for the season?
I'd give it a go, but I feel like I'd get cancelled if I do it.
Again, we'll discuss these details before we get to Mexico. Anyway, looking at a restart here, 10 laps to settle it. We had this same situation last week in Singapore. Gremio was about for that as well. Now this time, he may look to try and find the sweet spot as to when to restart. Of course, he wants to sort of go perhaps when he hits the curb there for turn 17. But Cott's right there with him. Oh, he's waiting a bit longer this time. Oh, he's played it quite nicely for Cott. And may line up for Landlord to go for move 2. Not quite going for it. Big training as they run towards turn 1. We're back on the way here. 10 laps to go here at Suzuka. Landlord looking briefly to the inside of Cott. Fan on the outside of Flying Duck as they run through. Duck looking to take back 7th place. They're side by side. Going through turn 2 and down to 3. Perhaps a bit of wheel bang in there. They're still side by side through 4. And it looks like Flying Duck's got it for the minute. And he just about nips in front. Fan, then back to P8 and Shane looking to take him. But he's got mirrors full of Red J and Connie gobbling both those cars on the move there. He'll maintain P9 for the minute, but Fan's pulling away. And up front, Gremio still leads Cott, who is chasing him rapidly like a rabbit, like a wild dog, as he has been since in every single of these restarts so far. Oh, around goes Fergus, going into turn number 9 there. And Cott taking the lead. Cott is on the outside of Gremio here. They're side by side as they run through turn number 12. We're looking for Spoon here. Up they come. Gremio just about gets back in front, but keep an eye on these guys, Pope, for 130R. We could be in for a major race for the lead here.
Yeah, this could be really, really tight there. The field have been fighting so well. Unlucky for Fergus to get spun round so late in the race. But Cott has got such good straight line speed here on Gremio. Trying to make it around the outside. No, Gremio definitely used a bit of VRS there to defend off that. But
what a run that he got, though.
Cott,
on the outside.
Switch back. Can he keep it in track limits? Yes, he can. These two are putting on a right show for us here today.
Oh! Brief slide for Cott, but he's managed to hold on to it. And both these guys setting rapid fastest laps. Top 5 train here. Fan behind them looking for P7 off Badman as they run towards turn number 1. Cott to the outside of Gremio looking for the top spot. Can't quite take it. Fan further back looking for P8. Can't do it off Badman for the minute. But Cott is really, really snapping at Gremio's heels here. Just waiting for the right window to open up so he can try and nick that lead back.
I mean, saying this, look at Wisburn as well. Still at the back of Landlord. Great restart there for Wisburn. Cott, his tyres must be overheating. He's sliding all over the place. Something to keep an eye on. He's pushing these medium tyres to their absolute limits.
He's got to hold on to them for the next 9 laps or so as well, so he's got to be careful with those. Both McLarens putting the cars in front of them under pressure. Fan is still looking at Badman, but if you back a little bit, BJ was practically really just hanging on to Wisburn's room for dear life there as they run back towards Spoon again. Cott is there. Do you reckon this time he goes to the move on Gremio?
I think he's probably got to, you know. I think you see it keep pushing it as much as you bloody can at this point of the race. Just looking at JB and Cottony having a lovely little ding-dong here at the back of the grid. JB getting better at Cottony. It's great to see, even though not fighting for any points positions, they're still giving it their best attempt.
Gremio defends the inside there. Can Cott try and find another way around him? He needs to not bobble this time. He holds the car, runs a bit wider this time on his line. Gremio gains time. We're on to lap number 20 now. DRS back in play. We have 8 more laps of racing to settle this one here. And that Lando will be licking his lips at the prospect to have something happening to Grumio in these late stages that could allow him to try and gain some points in the World Championship. Yellow flag behind them. Crash in turn number 1. And that looks like Fan and Badman they've had it coming together. Fan is slow on the circuit. Okay, looks like no one spun out, but no damage to either one of them either. So it looks like both are okay, but there was definite contact there. Apologies if not, we didn't catch it. Top 5 have pulled away here. Flying Duck is 2 seconds back from BJ. And we'll be having Shane closing down on him as Shane looks for some points. But that 3-second penalty won't make his job easy.
Just having a look at Reggie and PJ having a lovely little scrap here. Currently, PJ hanging on to that last points pay position. Can the Alpine get that extra point to put him on tie points with Haas? We'll have to wait and see.
We'll see what happens here. Fan is on the move here. Speaking of Haas, he's on his way around Courtney Goblin into P12 once again. We'll look to take on the 2 Aston Martins next. Up front, not quite as close this time as he was to Grumio. Perhaps looking for a longer, more drawn-out run towards the chicane. Perhaps lining up for DRS. Look at them, nose to tail there. Neither one of them giving it in. Shane passing Flying Duck for P6. Those guys are really going at it. Flying Duck right there behind him. Keeping on those two as they run towards someone. But always keeping on the leaders here. Cott needs a good run. He needs his battery on. Both of them using battery. Fastest up from Grumio. But Flying Duck in the pit lane. And I think his AI may have pitted for him. Potentially. As Cott takes the lead of the race. And Fan looking at JB into turn 1. Can he get there? It's very close between them. What Flying Duck stopping late on. Soft tyres going in that car. But that might have just thrown away any chance of late points for AlphaTauri.
Such a shame that if that was the case of the AI pitting for him. It's just so unfortunate that the game does that sometimes. But it's Red J and Badman are fighting for that last points position. Obviously, Red J will get it. Respective of penalties, would probably mean it would be Fad. However, Badman and Red J going to really put on a show here, trying to show why they should be here again next season here in RDL.
Pushing to the absolute limit here. We still got 6.5 laps to come in this Grand Prix. Grumio is there behind Cott, but Cott's trying to pull away a bit. Oh, a bit over the curbs for the Alfa Romeo as they run through Spoon. And on the exit, looking to try and pull a gap. Landlord, we need to close on these two. He's been watching and waiting for his opportunity, but that opportunity just hasn't come his way yet. He needs something out of these two, and he needs it as quickly as he can get it. Watch these two pushing each other to the limit, and he can't quite get involved. Grumio to the outside, backs out of it. He'll have DRS for the main straight. Can he find a way around Cott this time? I imagine he'll get through with the DRS. Cott will be a sitting duck on the main straight. Keep an eye on Pope.
Yeah, more than likely, but it's now playing a tactical game of when will it be right to make that final move on DRS and then completely push away. But the tactics of the Williams team will be trying to get Landlord up past Cott. You can see Grumio backing that Alfa Romeo into the other Williams, but Wisburn just on the tail as well. Don't count out Wisburn for a podium here.
Sorry, Jamie just ripping around onto the gravel there. He's recovered it, no issue, carry on.
Yeah, Wisburn definitely got a shot.
Oh,
that's a
Flying Duck off.
Flying Duck.
And he's just missed the pit entry, means he had to go around without the wing. And the race has fallen away for AlphaTauri. It's such a shame to see.
Yeah, no one's had any luck driving that AlphaTauri this season. I think many people can be quite happy, but it doesn't exist in their team under that name anyway. Going into next season, it's been very, very cursed for most of its drivers.
Are you just saying that because you didn't do very well early in the season?
Yeah, it was terrible.
I know it. Moving along, fans to the outside of Reggie here looking. Oh, what a move from the reigning champion there. Took the long way around on a very long sweeping right-hander and pull it off, and will no doubt claim points at the end of this race with both Shane in front and Badman of home penalties. And of course, Badman's a reserve as it is. Move JB up into a full-time P8. Won the checkered flag, falls in 5 laps time. But as for the leaders, Grumio is being absolutely just chased down by Cott. And DRS will be back in play this time. Landlord needs to close in some more here. On to lap 23. Cott to the... Oh, Cott almost to the inside there, but lost a lot of momentum. And Landlord closing the gap. Cott didn't go for it that time, Pope.
I'm trying to see what he's trying to do here. I think he's going to try and make a move on lap 25 and then pull away. But I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait and see.
We'll give it 2.5 laps to see if you are in fact correct, Pope. This top 5 have really been there. And I'd say, honestly, with the right permutation things happening in these last 5 laps, anyone would still win this race and still finish on the podium.
Oh, you're not wrong at all. Either Wisburn and BJ really keeping it up close with these leaders who pulled away really quite a significant gap in the first stint. Really clawed it back in this last stint. So a really impressive drive by these two.
I'll keep my eye on Cott on the exit. He goes a lot. Oh, flying up in the pit lane. That brings us down to 13 cars. Unfortunate to see the AlphaTauri not make the checkered flag today. They'll have to try and bounce back next time out in Qatar. As Cott is still pushing Grumio here, but didn't get it. Is struggling a bit through Spoon. I've noticed a lot more of those tyres perhaps not doing their job as much now. They've only got a few more laps left to go. Can he hold those tyres to finish? Grumio's tyres, there's no concern there because we know those hard tyres will run to the finish line, but can Cott make it while still putting Grumio under this intense pressure?
It's going to be really, really close, I think, for these medium tyres, but it makes it a lot more exciting because a lot of the grid are on the same age medium tyres, so we're all going to struggle at the same time. I think Cott's focusing on Landlord, trying to defend from Landlord.
Oh, contact! There goes Cott on the circuit! And he's, he's still in the race. No damage done, but Cott may have just had this race snatched from him in the cruelest fashion. And now Landlord will get to work on trying to pass his teammate for the race victory.
Yeah, I think the stewards will definitely have a look at that. And it's such a shame for Cott, who has been probably my driver today. He's been absolutely fantastic. Such a shame there for Cott.
And then there were 4 in this lead pack. Continues chase for the victory. Wisburn down the podium places, but BJ want to try and take it back from him. PJ Khaled time penalty. That'll move a couple more cars up. In terms, we're looking here, particularly perhaps JB, perhaps even Courtney Goblin being get close enough. We'll have to wait and see in terms of how to look at the gaps here if we can. Saying that, nope, Courtney Goblin is about 6 seconds off of PJ, so that's my math being terrible. To push further on into the lap. Landlord, though, is falling away from Grumio, who may be under a bit less pressure now. He can bring this one home and extend this championship gap to 12 points if he can finish the job, but Landlord needs to keep him in DRS range and start to shut him down.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard, I think, for Landlord to put Grumio under that same amount of pressure that Cott did, but I think Landlord's got a bigger issue of trying to keep Wisburn behind. Wisburn on a real charge here.
Could Wisburn nab an unlikely second place, perhaps even the win? That's the wait and see. 3 laps to go as Landlord will close the gap to Grumio through DRS, but he's got to maintain that gap now over the remainder of lap 25. Behind them, though, everyone is all spaced out. They're getting DRS, but it's not enough to go for anything right now, so everyone perhaps looking set to finish the race this way, unless something changes dramatically in these closing 2.5 laps of this Japanese Grand Prix, which has provided us with so much entertainment today. We had 3 safety cars, and we've had an intense amount of drama, and Cott pushing Grumio all the way. It's frustrating for him to be back there in the order, but we'll see if he can try and close up to these guys as best he can, as well as keeping hold of a P5 to the cars behind. PJ, Shane, Fan, all hunting them down.
Yeah, BJ just seeing it, I think just going slightly over the track limit, showing how these tyres are just dying off ever so slightly. BJ trying to push these guys as much as he can.
And Wisburn perhaps knows that once he's finished, we're standing at that president, there's a podium place there waiting for him. Second podium finish since his RDL debut back in Belgium, if I remember. Oh, sorry, no, that would have been Zandvoort, Wisburn's debut, which he scored points on debut, then tapped the podium, then ran up front last week, and then came back, and it looks to be another podium for him here today. So a fantastic start for Wisburn's career, if not the race-winning start that Cott had. Speaking of making moves here, PJ Khaled making a move on Shane. Shane on the outside, can't quite get in there, but can come back at the Alpine though as they run towards the chicane once again. Fan looking to the inside too, trying to find a way around him. On to that 26, 3 laps to go. Landlord closing the gap. Does Wisburn have anything for Landlord? They run towards turn 1. No, he does not. Those two are still single file, but Shane goes side by side with the record champion, or rather the record champion going for it. The reigning champion going for it. That's Grumio's title, sorry. Into turn 1, Fan back into P7. Of course, no penalties to his name. That'll help him move up the order massively here. He'll be looking at P6 definitely. Whether he can take P5 is a matter of whether Cott makes any mistakes from here. Wisburn, though, still pressurising Landlord. There's about 7/10 of Grumio. Yellow flag, that's PJ around in a dangerous looking place here. He'd have to hold it there. And that'll be BJ falling out of the points in these closing stages. Very unfortunate. No wing on that car either. And he'll get back in the race in P12. And then there were just 3 chasing this leader. or two of them left chasing, and Grumio pulling away here. He's managing to get that gap to almost a second each time, but just can't quite put Landlord out of range and end this one for good. He's got only a lap to go, so not long for the checkered flag here in Japan.
Only a lot to go, but I think Wisber's definitely going to try and make a move for second place. Going to eye it all up, going onto the start-finish straight. I think Wisber will be able to pass Landlord, going for it even earlier for the start-finish straight.
Backing out though to get DRS.
Really under pressure.
Backing out for DRS though, smart move. We'll watch him on the exit here as the record champion starts the final lap. Look at another win to his tally this season. Landlord hunting him down, but so is Wisburn hunting Landlord. No ERS left for that Williams car as the Red Bull pulls to the inside. They go side by side into one. Can Wisburn take him? Yes, he can. And just like that, Landlord falls back down to second place. It's a different car chasing Grumio, being chased by Landlord. This time it's Wisburn, but it's 1.2 seconds for Grumio to the good. He can bring this one home nice and comfortably now, and short of mistake, going to pick up another win this season.
Yeah, I think that's a great move by Wisburn. It's going to be very hard for Landlord to make that move back pass, but never say never. It is a Williams driver who has won this championship before, so it is going to be interesting to see what happens. Keeping an eye on Fan, trying to push those medium tyres to their limits against PJ, but PJ on the 3-lap newer tyres has probably got that little extra grip which he needs. The reigning champion really done well on the recovery drive here today.
Of course, he doesn't even need to try and make a move on PJ, but that's the kind of racer Fan is. He'll want the place at the flag if he can try and take it. As Aston Martin's may end up with a point or two as well. Good day for them in the end. And the penalties will play into their hands here. JB will look to try and nab some more points for his tally. But up front, Grumio's put that lead to 2.2 seconds now. Does Landlord have anything left for Wisburn as they run towards 130 after last time? He may have to throw it all into the chicane here. Has to be late on the brakes if he can get there. He's closing the gap. This is trying to minimise damage from Grumio's championship lead. He can't quite get there. Looks like Wisburn will take second place in the end, but Grumio runs towards the checker flag and wins the Japanese Grand Prix. He takes it over Wisburn, who finishes second podium in his RDO career. Landlord in third. Grumio's gap in the championship goes to 14 points. Cott in the end comes home fourth, but it could have been so much more. PJ over the line, P5, fantastic day for him. And Shane's got no wing on that car, but he's going to bring it home in the points. JB takes fifth in the end, PJ sixth, Shane seventh, Fan eighth. Where is Fan? I think that's what happened to Fan there. Was there contact with Shane and Fan perhaps?
I'm not too sure. I wasn't able to see. That's such a shame for Fan.
Neither was I.
That is... Oh no. We'll have to see what happened there. Hopefully on a clip from Fan or Shane. But that is so unfortunate there to see Fan finish in 10th after what could have been probably P5 there.
Fantastic recovery drive to be spoiled at the last moments, and JB picks up said spoils. He places fifth himself. But it'll be Grumio who wins it then, and that's the Championship League going further up as he romps towards that 7th RDL title. Only 5 more rounds to go after this one. It's going to be very close. Qatar next up. 5 rounds. Can Landlord still do it? Because it's nearing closer and closer, Pope, to game, set and match in a case we've seen many times in this league with Grumio and any challenger who seems to face him. But he wins again. Wisburn second, Landlord third. We'll have a look then.
Yeah, I think it's going to be...
Go on.
I think it's going to be very, very hard for Landlord now to try and take any more points, especially with Wisburn on the horizon and taking some vital points there from that other Williams.
So have a look at your final results then. Grumio wins it from Wisburn second, Landlord third. Cott places fourth, JB fifth, PJ sixth, Shane seventh, and Badman takes your final point. Courtney Goblin in ninth in the end, Fan in 10th, Red J 11th, Fergus 12th, BJ 13th, and your 4 retirees, Flying Duck, Curtis, Gaming James, and Imri. So that's your race. And we'll get post-race interviews underway shortly. Pope, give me your thoughts on what was just, overall, what was just a mad race. And if you can, give us your word of the race.
Winner race is going to be... Ooh, that's a really good one, actually. I think...
Try and go with me. I've gone for 4.
Hairpin. I don't think we've used hairpin before.
I don't think we have. I was hoping you wouldn't go for like cards or something. I was hoping you wouldn't go for that. So hairpin works, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've used hairpin. I think obviously a lot of moves being made there, and yeah, I really, really enjoyed that race. Obviously, a shame to see some of the incidents that happened, especially early on and late on in the race, but nonetheless, there was a lot of good racing, which very much overshadowed that.
Chat, feel free to give your thoughts on the race as a whole down in the stream below. And of course, when the stream becomes a video, make sure to go to the comment section and type the word hairpin and let us know what you think of Pope's commentary. Because we haven't got it for much longer now. 5 more weeks we'll have Pope for, and then it'll be gone forever.
Maybe not gone forever. When I win my races, I'll be in my post-race interviews. Don't you worry.
Okay, yes, we'll still see you about it. It's not goodbye forever. That's the main thing.
No, not at all.
Yeah, post-race interviews are open, so we'll see if we can get anyone in from that one. It's a fantastic event. Of course, in terms of those races to come, 14 points. Oh, and we have an arrival. That would be our second place finisher, Wisburn. Wisburn, welcome to the stream, mate. Congratulations! What a race that was. Talk us through it.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. That was quite interesting. I was on the limits a lot of the time, so my car was stepping out and yeah, just sliding all over the place, trying to play defensive, trying to play attackive. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting race. Managed to keep up with the front runners. Overall, quite happy with the P2, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, it seemed as though you perhaps turned up another gear in that on that late race restart. Did you find that the tyres helped you in that late stage? The fresh
Honestly, I think I did better on the hards than I did the mediums. The mediums felt good, but I felt there wasn't much difference in performance in regards to the mediums and the hards. So when I felt like the hards, I thought with the safety cars at the end, I thought this is going to help the medium runners because they can manage the tyres, keep the temps cool, limit wear. So I was quite worried, but at the same time, I think because everyone was pushing so hard, they were taking so much performance out of the tyres. So yeah, overall, I think the hards did help me in the end.
Of course, the last lap sort of scraps there with Landlord. Did you enjoy those? I mean, you guys gave us quite a show in the comms box.
Yeah, it was really close. I mean, on that lap, I knew that I forget his teammate in the Williams. I knew that he was going to keep him in DRS for protection, even though he's got a lot more pace than I have and a lot of the grid have got. But I knew he was going to keep him there to try and play defensive and obviously keep his teammate in P2. So I had enough ERS saved up, managed to make him play defensive, and then on the penultimate corner had the better run, managed to use as much ERS as I had saved, sent it on the inside, and yeah, I think the Delta soon went. So yeah, I was quite happy with that move.
Well, I mean, you made a stick at the end, and this will be your second RDL podium from a total of, if I have a look here, I'm just making sure I have the stats. Right, yeah, your fourth podium your second podium in 4 races. So is this a trend we'll see for the rest of the season, perhaps?
I don't know. I always come into these races, I see the guys' pace that they have. I qualified as a P6. I think I qualified P5 or P6.
P6.
So I know that there's a lot of pace on the grid. So I always try and aim for around top 6. That's what my goal is. But so anything like a podium, it feels to me that I'm overachieving. So yeah, like I say, really, really ecstatic about the result and happy with the P2.
And in terms of next week's race, Qatar, which of course quite a different circuit, a lot more high speed there. You looking forward to that race?
Yeah, I do like Qatar. So yeah, looking forward to it. Japan Sector 1, love Japan Sector 1. I think it's one of the best sectors on the calendar. So, but yeah, Qatar, looking forward to it. My my practice will be in qualifying. So I don't do a lot of practice for these. So yeah, I'll be trying to push it as much as I can in quali.
We'll have to see if another podium's on the cards. Well, congratulations on the result today. Perhaps we'll see you back in here next week.
Cheers, guys. Appreciate it. Take it easy.
No worries. Well, that was Wisburn then. We'll see if I can get. I'll see if I can nab JB for an interview as well. If I can get him in. Anything more to add, Pope?
I think I might be dying.
Okay, that was.
I think that might be the thing. My throat is absolutely killing me.
If you need to go have a drink, then feel free to just mute Mark and go do that.
Oh, I have been. Don't worry. But yeah, very interested to see what Wisburn was saying there. And I will have to say, the way he positioned the car going into turn 16 on that last lap, unbelievable. That's a season pro move, just to keep the car in the middle and not get phased by Landlord jolting, trying to get past. Really, really good stuff there by Wisburn.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he did a fantastic job. I have to agree with you there. Definitely one of the drivers of the day. I mean, you said Cott was your driver of the day. Do you still stick by that?
I think in terms of pace, I think I would say Cott, but I think obviously the result didn't go his way, so I'll have to say probably Wisburn on a second podium.
We've got JB in now for a brief chat. JB, another P5 finish for you, mate. Well done. Talk us through it.
Yeah, wasn't expecting it. Obviously, we knew we had a reduced grid, so anything was possible. But yeah, it was just a case of keeping on the track, really. Everyone had pretty similar pace, so if there was a mistake, you tended to gain quite a few places. Yeah, I know PJ's getting well, he says he's appealing a warning, so maybe P6 in the end, but still it's much more than I was expecting, because I'm not very good around Japan, so yeah, good day.
I mean, quite a lot of chaos around you on the track. Was it difficult to sort of try and get through all the carnage?
Well, right at the end, I honestly thought I was going to lose a wheel. I don't know what happened at the chicane. I think there was a collision between Fan and PJ, and yeah, there were cars all over the place, and I just managed to sneak through. And I was also involved in a crash with Curtis and Red J just after the hairpin down into Spoon, which I somehow didn't DNF from. Curtis did. So got quite lucky today, really. But you have to take these small wins.
Yes, and sometimes you just have that sort of day, but you've scraped through, and that's always positive. In terms, because we had a number of safety cars today, including the ones around lap 15, that sort of really changed the race there. Did you feel it sort of changed the complexity of the Grand Prix at all? Because of course everyone came in for fresh tyres, so it sort of brought about a sprint to the finish.
Yeah, I don't think it really changed much. It's still frustrating that with the reduced safety cars, 3 is apparently reduced in a 50% race. Kind of ruins things a bit, but it is what it is, and I didn't think it changed strategy much because most people, especially with the second one, everyone had pretty much just come in for new tyres, so those who hadn't under the first safety car could do so under the second, so it didn't really change anything, but no, good racing for the most part, and yeah, looking forward to next week now.
Of course, in terms of the rest of the season, 5 more rounds to go, and your points may put you guys up level or over Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship. Can you guys continue to try and gain places? I mean, you could still finish as high as 6th by the end of the campaign.
I think the aim is to not finish last, to be honest. I think we are, yeah, if we're now joint with or close to Mercedes, I don't think top 6 is. I think it's a bit far away because PJ scored points today, so Alpine will be weird. I know Websy's coming back next week, I think, from his holiday, or the week after, and he's very quick. So if we can stay 8th, I'll be quite happy with that, ahead of Mercedes and AlphaTauri.
We'll have to wait and see, because I mean anything could happen in these last 5 races, but all very different circuits. But hopefully, in your case, we'll be able to get some more points on the board. Because obviously, I think the 3 of us can all agree you've probably been the most hard done by the point system this season.
I am, yeah. On the percentages, I think I have about 20% less than people like Grumio, which is a bit depressing. But we'll move, and it's going to change next season back to the current system that's used in real life. So everyone who is just outside the top 8 will be scoring points again.
That'll be a joyous sight for a lot more drivers in the field. Well, congratulations on the result in the end. And yeah, perhaps we'll see you back in next week.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
And now we think we'll cap things. Pope, anything more to say before we wrap things off? Or would you like to do the outro? Perhaps?
I'll let you do the outro. I think you're the king of the outros compared to myself.
Right, well, fair enough. Well, don't send anything the chance. Well, that'll do it for us here tonight in the RDL studio. We do hope you've enjoyed this one. In terms of next week's race, we're looking at the Qatar Grand Prix, race number 18 of the season and race 98 in our quest for 100 Grand Prix. That'll be the 6th of May next month, same time, same place here on the Zach RC channel. So hope you enjoyed it. Again, reminder, the word of the race is hairpin, so go down to the comments and let us know what you think of Pope's commentary and how much you'll miss him in 5 weeks' time, as well as any suggestions for a song you could sing in the Reverse Grid finale concert come the end of the campaign, which I'm sure he's looking forward to immensely. So,
of course.
So that'll be us tonight. That'll be a lot. I've been Zach RC. He's been Touch Me Pope, and until next week, we'll see you later. Goodbye. And we're out. Right, I'm in desperate need for a piss.
Lovely. Fair enough, mate.
I
Yeah,
have a lot of
I'm
water.
gonna